Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chad with Southern Reliable Lawn Care. I got another video for you today. One you've probably been waiting on. It's the Scag SFC30 versus the Toro Turfmaster, the 30-inch commercial. Both 30-inch commercials. Just a little disclaimer, I am a little bit biased for the Toro, so I will try to give my best unbiased opinion today, and let's get right into it. Let's go. So just in case you haven't seen my other videos where I do a quick walk around on the Toro Turfmaster when I first purchased it, or the Scag SFC after using it for 3 seasons and about 116 hours. If you guys haven't seen those videos, definitely go check them out. I'll link them in the description below, but those are getting a lot of views. People are really liking those videos, so just make sure you guys check them out if you haven't already. But jumping right into today's video, just comparing the two side by side. I wanted to wait a little bit before I posted this video. That way I had more experience with the Toro Turfmaster before posting the video. So I do have 116 hours, 117 hours on the Scag, and the Toro doesn't have a an hour meter, but I mean, honestly, it's probably at like 25 hours, 30 hours, maybe somewhere in there. I've been using it since pretty much January 1st for leaf cleanups, bagging leaves and stuff like that. So definitely some experience with the Toro now. I feel like I can definitely talk about the pros and cons a little bit more and go really in depth with you guys on both mowers, let you know which mower exceeds in which department, and just kind of go from there. But let's jump straight into the side-by-side comparison and what I like about each mower. What mower does best in different areas. So let's just jump right into it. One of these mowers has the Kohler Command Pro on it, which is the Scag, and the Toro does have the Kawasaki FJ180V. As far as which one I like more, I will tell you it's pretty dang close, but the Kohler Command Pro does have more torque on paper, and you can definitely tell. So hands down, if you're gonna get a mower, one of these mowers, I would probably recommend going with the Kohler. My Hustler has the Kawasaki, so I wanted to try out the Kawasaki on a 30-inch. I'm honestly not too happy with the power on it. It does bog down quite a bit more than I ever experienced with the Scag SFC30. So just something to think about there when you're looking at purchasing, either of these mowers. You will have both of these engine options. Both, I believe, come with a 3-year warranty on the engines. The units themselves will have that 12-month warranty. I believe that the Scag does have that limited warranty on the hours due to the hour meter up top, and the Toro is just the 12 months, obviously unlimited hours, because there's no clue of telling without you hooking up an aftermarket one how much hours you have on it. So 12-month warranty. This one's already been in the shop. This is 6 months old, and it's already been in the shop within 5 months of it being used. So the Scag SFC30 has 117 hours on it. It has been in the shop twice. So once at 75 hours and once I think right around 100 hours or 110 hours it went in. So the Toro went in on, with being 5 months old, it went in for the idler pulley, which I'll definitely open this up and show you guys the idler pulley that went bad. I'll tag in the video. It was completely just gone. So I'll tag that video into this video just so you can kind of see that, what that looked like. But within 5 months, idler pulley gone, and through the deck belt. And obviously I couldn't mow with it, so that was down for a week already this year. Purchased that around January 1st, or actually December 30th, somewhere in there. And this one went in for a clutch issue. The blades were not engaging or disengaging, so the clutch was stuck. It was actually seized up. It got too hot and seized up, so they did a clutch update on this, on the Scag SFC30. And they redid everything, which, guys, we're gonna get fully in depth with this in just a second. I'm just kind of going over it. We're gonna open up this deck here. I'm gonna show you how easy it is and how difficult it is, getting this one off. But this one does have a window, so two different things there. But we'll definitely get more in depth with this. Just want to kind of go over the overview on them, So with that being said, though, the Scag has had things break on it that I didn't take into the dealer for. So I just kind of kept it moving, just got a little patch job with some zip ties down here due to this clip breaking. It's a metal clip. You wouldn't think, I guess it's aluminum, but that actually broke off. So I had to, just kind of keep it moving there. And if you haven't seen my other video where I tell you guys and explain what happened here, these handlebars just completely tore right there, and I JB welded it and strapped it up and just kind of kept it moving, because to replace these handlebars, I mean, you're rerunning all your cables, your hour meter wire, these cables over here. You got to rerun these inside, so it comes out of the actual handlebars. So the handlebars are a couple hundred, I don't remember how much they are, and just didn't feel like dealing with all that, guys. So that happened mid-season of 2023, and I had to keep it moving. JB welded it, strapped it up, and the clip, oh man, that probably broke in 2022. That broke within the first year. So just a heads up on that. Those are some things you'll be looking forward to replacing, possibly. Right now it's sitting at 118 hours perfectly. I haven't really ran it much. It does need a new carburetor. Unfortunately, on this Scag SFC30, there is no fuel filter. So the line just runs straight into the carb. There's a shutoff valve right here, but there's no filter going to the carb. So you have a lot of gunk inside the carb. And luckily on the Kawasaki with the Turfmaster, it does have an inline fuel filter, so stopping some of that gunk before it gets to your carb helps a little bit, And so with that being said, I haven't ran the Scag much, guys. Once this finally kind of kaput on me at the end of last year, I decided I was no longer going to mess around with it and went out and got the Turfmaster. Little did I know this would go down on me, 5 months in, and I'd be down a week without it. So I had to use my 21-inch Craftsman that I started out with, years ago in 2020. Had to use that little sucker, but it still does a great job and still runs great and holds up better than these two commercial units, believe it or not. So here's a side-by-side comparison of these two units, guys. I'm really just trying to give you an in-depth walk around and visual on these two. I haven't seen a video yet on YouTube where these two are compared side by side. So just really giving you a side-by-side comparison and giving you the pros and cons of each. Now this Scag gas tank, I'm gonna say is bigger than the Turfmaster, the Kawasaki. I don't know that for sure, but if you just look at the two, you can kind of tell that I think the Scag has just a slightly bigger gas tank, which is awesome. You don't have to refill it as much. Now this pull string is supposed to be up here in this holder, so that way you can operate everything at the dashboard, which is something I truly like about the Scag. This is probably where the Scag wins in all categories. Engaging the blades, throttling up, choking. Here's your emergency brake and transmission down here. All of it's really nice. And then, once that pull string is in the holder, you can just pull from right here. Boom, you're on and kicking. You never have to step around to the front of the towards the engine to start it. So that's one department that the Scag really wins in. The Toro Turfmaster has no kind of dash. If you see over here, you just have your parking brake. So Engage your blades. Of course, you have to disengage your lock there. Engage your blades. Transmission, you know, drive it. But to start it, everything's down here. So you're pulling all from right there, and then you're stepping around back to this, you know, driver's seat, we'll call it, and mowing. So that's the only downside I would say on the Turfmaster, is it has no dashboard. You're kind of going all old school up there. So Scag definitely wins in that department. Another department I would say Scag wins in, and I'm just doing this out of order, guys, so I apologize in advance, but bear with me. I'm going to get really in depth here. The Scag SFC30 definitely wins in the height deck adjustment department. Reason for that is you just pull this handle forward, and that releases the tension on this bolt, which it used to be a pin that bent really easily. You should go check out my other video where I do a review on the Scag, and I'll tell you what happens with that. But this is the bolt that I use, just a lot more sturdier and less problems with. But once you pull this handle forward, it releases tension on this bolt. You're able to pull this bolt out and adjust the height by the 1/4 inch. So by the 1/4 inch. So you see it starts out here at 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, 2 inches, 2 1/4, so on and so forth, all the way up into 5 inches. On the Turfmaster, it starts out at 1.5 inches, goes to 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. I've kind of played with the height on it as far as adjusting the pitch of the deck to see if that may kind of get me those in-between numbers, those 3 1/4, 2 3/4, you know, those heights. But I haven't, you know, that's not a for sure thing. So I've been playing with that on the Turfmaster to see if I can get these in-between numbers, the 1 3/4, 2 1/4, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 3/4. You can't get that on the Turfmaster. The Turfmaster is just 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, you know, etc. So that is where a Scag just dominates. I really like using 2 3/4 more than you'd believe it, and I really like using like 3 1/4, and just all those 1/4 increments is really nice when you're mowing different yards that need to be cut at different heights. So Scag really wins in the department of a deck height adjustment, and you know, cut adjustment, height adjustment, and operation, easier operation, and bigger gas tank. So right now we're just talking about how the departments that the Scag wins in. I will give them a better build for sure. The deck is I can't remember the gauge on this, but it's pretty thick gauge metal. This metal here on the Turfmaster isn't quite as thick, I would say, but it's not lagging too far behind. So don't count that one out of the race. It's not too far behind on as far as build quality. That deck's gonna hold up a long time as well. But I just think this one's overkill for a push mower. I'll be honest with you on that. It is higher quality metal, stronger build, military grade, whatever, but it's overkill for this mower. I can't really say much on the tires yet, guys, because you know, the Scag wore out pretty quick, but I don't have that many hours on the Turfmaster. I will say, just looking at it though, I think these will last a lot longer just looking at them, because they're holding up pretty well. Back ones you can kind of see there, and they're about the same size, guys. They're literally about the same size, so you could probably take these wheels off the Scag and put them on there and switch them and vice versa. So about the same size wheels. So if you're worried about rutting up the yard on a wet day, they're both pretty heavy units. They both will rut up the yard with these skinny hard tires. So just a heads up on that. One thing that the Scag also has and dominates in is the you can adjust the height of the handlebars. So if you see here, a really short person may adjust this. You just loosen this knob. It's a bolt holding it in, right on the back side, like a little carriage bolt. So you just loosen this, you take out your bolt, and you put it in whatever hole you need it to, but you can really drop this down pretty low or get it up pretty high where I'm at, and that's really nice when you're going to mow, you know. If you notice, this Toro is just really low compared to this up here. So, and I don't think you can adjust the height on this, on these handlebars. So you're stuck at this lower height that comes down to, you know, about my waist high, versus the Scag comes up to about my rib cage, just underneath my chest plate, essentially. So I really do like that. That is more comfortable. Also, speaking of comfortability, Scag wins in this department as well. The handlebar sizing. This grip size here is a lot more ergonomical. It has a little indention for the, let's see if I get this. See how it kind of fits into the handlebars there? Has that little indention for it to hide away. So you're really just kind of got a good solid grip there. And these handlebars are nice and rounded and smooth, painted. You get a nice grip on it all day long for when you're turning this beast around. And it's just, it's really nice design. I like how it kind of, you know, bows, not really rounded, but it just kind of has that taper to it on each side is really nice. So Scag winning in the handlebar department. Now they're not winning in the strength of the handlebars, I'll tell you that much. Not winning in the strength department of the handlebars. Toro Turfmaster is definitely winning in the strength. I don't think those are going anywhere. Unfortunately, this is just hanging out like a limb, long limb, and it has no support being, you know, in here like the Turfmaster. So that side did tear, super thin metal when you get down to that part, because this is hollow for the wires and cables to run into. So Scag winning in the handlebar comfortability, but not the durability. Now, comparing the bag sizes, I believe the Toro is 2 bushels, I believe is how it's pronounced, and this is 2.5 bushels. So I may be saying that completely wrong and butchering it, but this is a bigger bag. Just to show you how much bigger the Scag bag is, the Toro bag fits in the Scag bag. So that just shows you they're almost the same size, but Scag's just slightly wider and slightly just, I guess, just the width. The width is what gives you that extra amount. They're about the same height off the ground, so not much. Hope you guys can see that. Not much, you know, difference in height, but just to kind of show you when that's full versus this, I mean, kind of a terrible side by side, but the Scag is definitely bigger. I mean, you can fit the Toro bag in there. It's definitely wider, giving you more room, so I can hold more debris. But with that being said, the Scag gets really heavy. When this bag gets heavy with grass, wet grass, debris, you name it, the Scag can get really heavy. So let's talk about that. Weight. The Scag SFC30, you're looking at a solid 220 pounds. You guys can double check me on that. This is a 2021 unit. Probably should have said that from the beginning. Sorry about that, but 2021 Scag SFC30, 2023 Turfmaster. So about 220 pounds on this Scag, and I believe it's under 200 pounds for sure on the Turfmaster. I want to say it's 100 and 80 pounds, 190 pounds. I'm not too sure on that. You guys double check me on that. Comment below if you know. But the Scag SFC30, definitely a whole lot heavier. And with these front stationary wheels on this, these aren't the front casters that you can let swivel. Definitely really hard to turn this beast. This thing is way too heavy. I did not enjoy mowing with this. So the Turfmaster is night and day difference. Lighter, more enjoyable to mow with. I think that's why I'm more for the Toro. I will say, as far as quality cut, they're both similar. I'll try to fire up the Scag at the end of this video. It's been sitting for a while. I'll try to get some starter fluid in it, some ether, and maybe give a stripe or two comparison in the yard here with these two mowers. But for sure, on paper and in real life, this Scag is heavier, and it's a nightmare for me. I'm a bigger guy, but this thing is just too heavy to enjoy. Just way too heavy. Turfmaster, really enjoy the quality of the cut. I'm enjoying everything on it so far. Getting to the quality of cut, these are both twin blades, so 2 blades on this mower, 2 blades on that mower, almost pretty much the same size. The only difference being maybe 1/4 of an inch in length, and then also the Turfmaster has a certain type of way that it attaches to the mower, which I think is a little bit more secure, given that it has like some studs that hold into the plate that screws into the mower. I'm explaining it really bad, but it pretty much has 2 knobs on the side of where the bolt goes that holds the blade true to the mower. In this case, on the Scag, and I'll show you what I mean here, on the Scag, you just have a bolt going up. It's like the blade's a washer, and so if you hit something too hard, that blade could possibly, you know, turn. So let me try to explain this a little bit better. So if you guys see here, this is just a bolt, the washer, holding the blade to the spindle, right? See that? We can all agree with that. Also, while I'm here, these blades, see how you can actually move them? That's terrible, right? That's awful. But look, they'll never hit. You guys see that? They'll never hit, so you'll have a lot of grass hairs just kind of sticking up in the middle. So tell me that's not a pain in the butt right there. That's a terrible design. Their idea was that this blade would be slightly in front of this blade. If you can see the deck, it's slightly slanted back because these blades are offset. But I mean, if there's a gap in the middle of your mower, what do you expect to cut that grass? Right there. I mean, these don't overlap at all, guys. These don't overlap at all. And at no point do these overlap. So that's the terrible design on the Scag. Terrible design. Always had extra to go around extra times with the mower, just because it'd be missing certain pieces of grass down that middle strip. Now with the Turfmaster, the reason why I like it so much is the blades are timed, so and they're fixed. So let me show you real quick on the blade. See, this is a Ballard gold blade here for the Turfmaster, but you see how it has these 2 holes? I'll show you the washer, the spacer, that has 2 studs that stick into these holes, and then the bolt holds it to the spindle. So in other words, you have 2 studs making sure that this blade is not going to, if it hits something hard, it's not going to kick back and be offset with the spindle. In other words, if this hits something hard and gets kicked back, it's going to stay with the mower, and the mower and the whole spindle will spin together backwards, versus the spindle still going to the right. and you know, there's nothing holding the Scag mower blade true, so it could just spin. You know, you get my point. But that's the reason why I like the Turfmaster more, and I'll show you that spacer right now. Trying to do all this one-handed, guys, so I apologize. But you see the spacer? See how those studs come out and hold it in? And these overlap. Let's see if I can get this on video for y'all. See? Because these are on a timed belt. So these will never hit. These blades are super sharp, by the way. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Ballard Gold Blades, ballard-inc.com. But these are super sharp. Just got them. Used them about a week. Still really sharp. But that is one reason why I truly like the Turfmaster over the Scag. Scag leaves that strip of grass in between those blades, and you'll never get them. And you have to just kind of offset your path each time to make sure you can come back and get that middle swath, middle path. So Turfmaster, definitely a better quality cut. Now the Scag wins in a couple other departments. One department I will say the Turfmaster wins in is the switch out from the mulching plate to your side chute. It is a little bit sticky at first, but overall I like the design and the build of the Turfmaster's mulching plate switch out to the side discharge. And the Scags, I mean, you guys see that. I mean, that metal clip broke so quick, you know, so quickly, and it was really a pain in the butt to get this off, get this plate off, and to get that clip snapped back, because it's got a lot of tension on it once you snap that back. So definitely more easy to use, user friendly here on this once you kind of get it loosened up and get it, you know, worked right. I'm not switching out to the side chute too often, but I do switch out from time to time. So this has definitely been holding up a lot better with the spring system here, the spring system, and just really liking it so far. Now, don't get me wrong on the Turfmaster's handlebars. I do like the design. They've got a little bit of a grip here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but a little bit of a grip on there. This grip will rotate, it does move. And same thing down here. This one doesn't move as much yet, but it's got a little bit of grip there. So when you do pull these back, and you're holding it, which you're never gonna really be holding both of them completely down. I mean, full speed the whole time and mowers going, you know, blades going the whole time. You're gonna have to let off the, you know, drive so that you can turn around. So you're never gonna have both of these bars grip down with your regular handlebar to give you those grips all the time. So when you're turning, all you have is a slippery metal handlebar. I mean, I'm gonna have to grip this up with some grip tape eventually, because as you see, like when your hands are sweaty like right now, it just it's a pain to get a hold of. So that is real life, especially here in Texas. I mean, right now it's not even, it's like 9:30 a.m. and it's already 95 degrees. Yeah, so it's not even 10 a.m. guys, and it's already 95 degrees outside. So bear with me. I'm out here just trying to shoot this video in this heat, but it is super hot, and the handlebars metal. I mean, you can't grip that when you're sweaty. Come on. I don't know what Toro was thinking in that case, but truly liking it so far. Handlebars, not too big of a deal. Like I said, I can wrap that with some grip tape, and that's a done deal. Story over with. So let's jump right back into it. With the Turfmaster, let's see where it's winning so far. So it's winning with the design on the mulching plate and the side chute switch out. The Scag, I think this clip is only like $10, guys. If you guys need to buy a new metal clip, it's got one little bolt in there, one little nut you take out and switch out. I've never cared to replace it. I mulch it up most of the time, so, or bag. So And like I said, this is my backup unit now. I haven't used this in months, but I will try to get it started for you guys here in just a bit, so make sure you stay tuned. And if you're enjoying this review so far, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Always trying to give you in-depth walkarounds and true day-to-day operations, you know, what I like about each of these mowers. So since we're walking around now, let's go ahead and check out, since we talked about the bags earlier, let's talk about the mulching plates. I'm sorry, let's talk about the mulching plugs. So if you've seen a lot of Scag SFC30 videos, you already know this plug catches really nasty, really hard to get in and out. I mean, you get a little bit of grass inside this right here, inside this area where this plug goes. You get a little bit of grass like you see in there, and it's super hard to get in and out. And you do that on a 100-degree temp day when you're already through like 6 yards and you're just trying to get through the day, and you play around with something like that. Yeah, very aggravating. So the Scag definitely does not win on the mulching plug, does not win in that department. So this one here for the Turfmaster, I mean, look, they got a nice little handle for you, little thumb to release, little thumb release there. Super easy built. I mean, engineers for Toro, I mean, they know what they're doing. I'll just say that. You don't have to worry about anything getting clogged up there, anything rubbing or sticking. Works really well. And since we're talking about the mulching plugs, let's talk about the side discharge chutes for the clip to grab onto, and then it just snaps back, locks into place. This is super flimsy. I mean, so if you're hitting up against a fence or something by accident, or trying to get through a gate, you got some play there. You know what I mean? This is flexible. This is rubber and metal. The only piece of metal on here is this plate right here. So this, whole lot better. I really like it, truly. This one here, you got metal up top here, a metal bracket, a metal little bracket here, and then this little metal bracket that's, you know, bowed right here with a little bit of taper. That's the only metal on it. The rest of it, plastic, and it's not very flexible or forgiving. So I will say Scag's side discharge chute is pretty nice. Good job on that one, guys. And just wanted to give you a view from the dashboard here on the Scag. See, lower deck, disengage is all the way forward, engaging back. Kind of shows you a little layout there, blade engage, drive engage for the bottom. Gives you a little warning signs, and then you got your throttle signs here. Of course, this is the name of the mower right here. You got your Scag branding there, your actual throttle. So choke is all the way forward up there. This is just your normal run. And then if you want to throttle it down, it's somewhere in between, or stop. You know, so you guys are brand new, you know, it's brand new, you're about to start it, all the way forward, get it running, come back to just run. And then if you want to throttle down, you guys just come down slowly on it until it dies out. This is your parking brake lever here, which is trash on both. I will say that. That's on. Still can push it. Let's see which one goes further. On, off, on. Let's see which one goes further. Yeah, so both of them are pretty much useless. You can adjust them, but who has the parking brake on these bad boys? I strap it down when I need to, so I don't use the parking brake, and that's the main reason why. Just not great. So both of these mowers pretty much have the same gas caps. I mean, you'll see that on every mower. You'll see this style. So if you guys ever need to replace the gas caps, they're pretty much all, I think, universal at this point, if I had to guess. All looking very similar. You know what I mean? So here's the what you would call the dashboard for the Turfmaster. Stop, chokes all the way forward, run, you know, and throttle down. Of course, pull. This has worn a little bit here, and that's because I tried starting it from the, we'll call it the passenger side, the right side, the non-driver side. I tried starting it from this way, and don't do that because this plastic, not the best for that, we'll just say that. But truly happy with the Turfmaster thus far, minus the one breakdown. I'm hoping it lasts forever. Now we'll jump into the decks. So I'm going to show you live me taking this deck cover off and me taking this deck cover off, just so you have an idea how hard it is or how easy it is for both. Yeah, you'll get the point. All right, so now I'm going to throw in the mulching plugs for both mowers. Work on getting this Scag SFC30 started up for you guys. Don't mind my tripod here. That I was using, but I'll get both these up and rolling and do a side-by-side comparison on mowing for you guys. It's that review y'all been waiting for right here. Let's get it. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is the side-by-side comparison of the Scag SFC30 and the Toro Turfmaster, both commercial 30-inch units. And you know, that Scag, but as far as the quality cut goes, I wish I could got you guys some better mowing footage, but this summer he's been kicking my lawn's butt and I haven't been paying it as close as attention as I should have. So couldn't get you guys as good of you know, mowing footage as I wanted, but don't let that fool you. Both of these units do cut great and they cut very similar. I will give the quality cut to Turfmaster due to Scag leaving that rooster tail in the middle between the mower blades, since the mower blades never overlap. So that is the issue with Scag's SFC30, not having those blades overlap. So with that being said, both of them cut very similar, but Turfmaster wins in that department. So just a quick recap, guys. The Turfmaster wins in my book as far as just the way that it's built. You can tell the engineers put a little more time into certain details that would make the unit hold up longer over time. I think Scag engineers were more worried about certain aspects to give them that wow in the market. Your Scag is going to be more user-friendly with the dashboard up there by the user, by the operator. It's also going to be a little bit more user-friendly as far as just one height deck adjustment. You just need to move all that once and move that pin once and you're done. This one, not too bad on the Turfmaster. You just do the front wheels at once, back wheels at once, and you're done. That is better than the X Mark 30, I will say that. That's the reason why I got that unit. But you know, the Scag, it does win in that category as far as operators, you know, dashboard, fuel tank capacity. Sure, they got the thicker grade steel on the deck, whoop-de-doo. They do have a bigger bag, I will say that, but with a heavier unit and you're adding more weight to it, it's not a good combination. And the bag does very well. Bagging system does very well on the Turfmaster, I will say that. So yeah, guys, here's a good side-by-side comparison of the two mowers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any more questions that maybe I didn't cover or forgot to cover in this video, please drop them down in the comment section below. I'll make sure to answer everybody's questions. If you look at my past few videos, I think there's over 60 comments on both. So I do interact with you guys. I do appreciate you watching. And I hope this helps you with your next purchase, so which one you want to go with. Just remember, I do recommend the Kohler over the Kawasaki. The reason why I picked Kawasaki is just I wanted to try it out, and I tried it out for you guys. So don't get the Kawasaki underpowered. Definitely get the Kohler on the Turfmaster. You'll be good to go. You'll be happy with it. And hopefully your idler pulley doesn't go down as quickly as mine did. I did overwork this thing maybe a little bit, maybe not. You know, who knows? Toro did cover it. It was covered underneath warranty. I haven't had to put too much money into either unit. Most of it's been covered underneath warranty, so I'm thankful for that. But do appreciate you guys, you know, tuning into these videos, watching them thoroughly, and liking them, commenting, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. So thank y'all.